My name is Greta Bereisaite. I'm dating and relationship coach for men and women. And today's topic is more for women, but guys, if you want to discuss it and talk about it, feel free to make your comments and all that jazz. And I'll try to answer all of your questions. The topic is, when is the right time to sleep with a guy? So what I will do, I will actually not gonna tell you the right time, but I'm gonna give you all the options. I'll give you all the options and we can look at them and look at the consequences and the best options for you. And then you can make up your own mind, your own decision. Okay. But before I will start to talk about all of these options, I see your comment. Oh, great, see it. Before I start to talk about all of these options, I just want to tell you all that you can book me for coaching over my website. The website name is gretabereisaite.com. The link is in my video description. You can book me for one-on-one coaching. Men and women can. I do 40 minutes of coaching. I do monthly packages. I have videos for sale, such as how to stay attractive via text, games men play on women, how to get your ex back. What else do I have? Boundaries video, high value women course, how to go from single to a happy, healthy relationship, fulfill his love needs so he loves you forever. This is actually a really good video. The video fulfill his love needs is actually about the differences between men and women, so it's really good video to get. So all of these packages are on my website gretabereisaite.com. So if you want some coaching or just get a video that you need, go ahead and do that. Anyway, now going back to the topic, when is actually the right time to sleep with a guy? So just to let you all know, I woke up with literally no voice. The voice came back after like an hour. So if I'm taking little breaks or I'm thinking for longer, I'm just not 100% well. So here we go. The first option is, let's start with one night stands, right? So you know the way men, what men say, right? We meet a girl we like, we attracted to her, maybe he approach you in a club. What does he say? Not all guys, definitely not all guys, but a lot of them. What do they say? Oh, I like you so much, da da da. We shower you with all the compliments. You know, when they say like, oh, you know, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. Let's enjoy the moment. Life is short. Let's live in the moment, right? I'll take you to on holiday tomorrow. We'll go to Thailand, feed some monkeys and all of that, right? And women, a lot of women fall for this type of stuff. Why do we fall for it? Because first of all, we naive. So guys say it in very convincing ways. You know, we look into your eyes, we look totally into you, we shower you with compliments, we tell you can trust me, I'm a nice guy, I'm a good guy, I'm looking for something serious. You know, like let's enjoy the moment. You're not 20 anymore. It's okay, it's fine, you know. Next day we'll fly to Thailand or whatever. So girls fall for it because guys sound convincing and we giving all the promises, we giving you all the compliments, we making you feel safe and secure. Now, another reason why girls go for it, a lot of women think that, you know, men nowadays, we think we are the prize. And a lot of women actually think that a man is the prize. And a lot of women have this mindset in competing for a man to get his attention, or fighting for a man, or getting what you want. And what happens, we get really scared that, you know, what if the next day is gonna meet another girl that he likes more? You know, so we think like maybe I can, you know, tie him down by basically sleeping with him straight away. And I'll do all the acrobatic moves and I'll be the best, you know, and maybe he's gonna get hooked on me. So this is one of the reasons why women, you know, a lot of times sleep with a guy on a first date. Other times we actually just fall for this thing where everybody says, oh, it's cool, it's completely fine to do it, it's 21st century, let's enjoy the moment, it's totally fine, everyone's doing it, you know, like don't be so tight, you know, it's like timid, not tight, timid, don't be so timid, you know. So women think it's normality and we also do it. Could be one of the reasons that we do it. So the long-term consequences usually are of these girls when sitting at the therapy offices at the age of 30 or 40, because we have now a lot of unresolved traumas because we've been moving from guy to guy to guy, and everyone has hundreds of one night stands but no serious relationships. So people start to feel very insecure about themselves. We start to feel unworthy as human beings as we going from one night stand to another. And with guys, a lot of guys, we become like total experts on how to get a woman into bed, but have no clue how to sustain a healthy, good relationship. And that's where the problems come in. Anyway, so let's talk about what happens usually if you sleep with a guy on a first date. Is it an option, right? So in majority of case, generally, if you sleep with a guy too soon, let's say on a first date, majority of the time you'll just basically wake up and run away. He'll just won't be like he will just be, his main goal in the morning will be just get out of there, right? And he's not gonna call you, he's not gonna care. Another option that could happen, okay, he enjoyed the intimacy, he might try to get as much from you as he can, but he's not gonna put you into like a relationship category. He's just not gonna see the point of it because the goal is already achieved, and he doesn't care enough about you to get to know you because the goal is achieved. So for a lot of guys in the beginning, the way it works is like they have this goal because we are attracted towards you, right? So we have this goal, and the point is, the goal is not you, your personality, not you as a person, is the point is the goal. So he's thinking of all the ways to charm you to achieve the goal, right? And if he achieves the goal too fast without actually getting to know you as a person, without starting to like you as a person, he's not gonna care anymore in getting to know you further. However, there is a trick with that. If you have slept with him too soon, it's not the end of the world. There is a trick that you can do. So this is kind of like, so let's talk about this option. So if for many men, the goal is achieved, right? No matter what you do after, he doesn't care. However, because this kind of one night stand option is so common, people are so used to it. If, let's say, you slept with him and after sleeping with him, you are not acting desperate and he has enjoyed the time with you, desperate meaning attached. Sorry, I should say the word attached, not desperate, attached. Let's say if after sleeping with him, you're not behaving too attached, you're not like sharing your feelings, you're not saying I love you, you're not like wearing your heart on a sleeve and all of that. So you're not acting too attached. If after sleeping with him, you're not acting too attached and he enjoyed the intimacy with you, there's a big possibility that he's gonna come again. And he comes again, and if you do the same thing, but you're still not acting too attached, he might come again. Now, why it works? It works because what happens is like he has your body, but he doesn't have your heart. So you're still a challenge. You're still a goal in a psychological way. So this is how men fall for bad girls. This is literally how men fall for bad girls. Because the bad girls, we know about this. So we sleep with the guy or with many guys, maybe even. But after we sleep with him, we keep their feelings to themselves and like we don't wear their heart on the sleeve. We completely keep it. And if anything, they act like they don't care. So it's like the game reverses. He's like, hold on a minute. Majority of women I sleep with, we get totally and completely attached. We texting, we getting insecure, we chasing, we pursuing, we wear heart on a sleeve. But this woman, I slept with her and she's like completely not attached. Like he can't read you. Because he can't read you, he's intrigued and he's coming after you. And this is how a lot of guys, a lot of good men fall for the girls that play a lot of games. And women a lot of times complain to me, Greta, like, I don't understand, I'm such a good woman, there's so many good women, there's so many good girls, why are these guys hooked on all these bad girls? Like, she's this and she's this and she's that. It's because of a psychology. It's because they are playing the game. So if you like a guy and you actually ended up sleeping with him after a first date, this is your best shot. Saying all of this, not every single guy will dump you after the first time you slept with him. Some guys are good and nice guys and they will feel attached after this as well. And I had this conversation actually with a girl from Poland, and she was just saying like how, in Poland, you're kind of friends and all of that, and when you sleep with a guy and when you're like, that's it, automatically you're like in a relationship and he's not gonna leave you and he's not gonna go for someone else. Or even if you sleep a bit too soon, he's still gonna honor it and he's just gonna be like with you, that's it, you're with him. In UK, in New York, etc., that's usually not the case. You usually sleep with a guy and when he's out of there. So it also depends on a guy. Remember, not every single guy is the same, right? I'm just kind of giving you different options and different games and stuff like that. Now for guys. Guys, please, if you're watching, which I know you are, when I'm giving advice to girls, please pay attention that it's advice to girls. Do not copy the advice that I give to girls as a man, because it's opposite. Because to women, I say, like, do your thing, be independent, da 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 da, right? Don't chase him and all of that. To men, the advice is the opposite. Pursue, chase, give her safety and security, etc., etc. So don't mix these two, because if of a man, out of a sudden you're starting to act like a challenge, you act like you don't care, you're giving hot and cold, you're being all passive, this is actually very feminine. And it's for feminine women, it's a huge turn off. What's a turn off? Turn on in a man, it's pursuit, chase, make her feel loved, make her feel wanted, romance her, give her safety and security. So guys, do not, I beg you, like, do not follow the advice that I give to women, to like yourself. It's big differences. Okay, now going forward, let's talk about a lot of women believe in sleeping with a guy on a date 5. Um, I don't think there is such thing as a number. It's like, okay, date 5, okay, you maybe it's better than date 2 or date 3 because you actually met each other a bit more, you're kind of seeing things around. However, date 5, it's still like a lot of times people still putting their best foot forward. You still don't really know him. It's more like the fantasy that you created about him. It's like you kind of get to know a person better after, like, you start to see like true colors. I mean, if you're more mature, probably within a month, but even if you're hiding it. But if you're still quite young and mature, I would say couple months, 3 months, you start to see real true colors in a person. So when you're sleeping with a guy on a date 5, you don't really know him that well yet, so it can go any direction really. Other people think it should be date 10. Other people say it's 3 months. Other people say it's 6 months. Technically, the longer you wait, the better it is, because if he is waiting, he's showing that you're worth the wait, that he likes you as a person, he's not ghosting. A man that's kind of waiting is proving to you, look, I'm into you, I'm spending time with you. It's not just about, getting this intimacy, it's really about like getting to know you. I enjoy your company and all of that. So of course, the more he waits, willing to wait, the more genuine he is, the more he's into you. Now, how women blow it up. A lot of times women blow it up, then again, the same thing as after the first date or fifth or 10th date or 3 months or even 6 months. Women blow it up and we get too emotionally attached after the intimacy. We just like, we get needy. We start to pursue, we start to charm a guy, we start to sweep him off his feet, we start to call him, text him, cry, get emotional. You didn't text me on time. What is this? Who are you talking to? Get all insecure. We start to say, I love you first. A lot of women sleep with a guy after, let's say, fifth date, right? And we go like, I love you. Or we sleep with a guy after 10th date and we go, I love you. After third date, I love you. After 3 months, I love you, and the guy gets turned off. He's like, what do you mean you love me? We just had fun. This is how men see it. We just had fun. For you, it's a lot. For majority of women, sex, I don't want to use this word because I can't monetize my video one. But anyway, for majority of women, intimacy is a bonding. It's we release hormones that are like called love hormones. It's a bit different. It's you release endorphins and stuff like that. So for a lot of women, after intimacy, you just get attached. You just feel like I'm his, and a lot of women don't even care about the guy until we actually get intimate with him. It's a big deal. Whereas a man, it's the opposite. Like, he falls in love with you through actually spending time with you. It's kind of different how men and women fall in love, actually, because when a man invests into you and he likes you as a person and you're spending time together and stuff like that, we bond, we start to click, we start to like you more and more and more. And then we goes like, a guy could say I love you after, I don't know, you being friends for like a year. Out of the blue, he's like, I love you. It's like, what do you mean you love me? We haven't kissed, you know? Whereas for a woman, you could be like, you can bond and all of this and have fun together. And it's like, not feeling it, like there's no intimacy, you know? So it's like, it's different. So how do you get the balance? So ladies, how do you get the balance? Date, for a while, give him time to fall for you. If he will like you, if he likes your presence, if you have things in common, if you're joking and all of that, through spending time with you, you'll start to catch feelings for you. When you feel like he's actually falling for you, that's when you can have intimacy and, and continue. And when you'll fall for him back and you continue. But after you had the intimacy, like, don't go crazy, don't lose your emotional control, because he'll get turned off. He'll step back. He'll be like, this girl is crazy about me. He'll step back. Now, let's talk about also, because I know a lot of ladies on my channel nowadays believe in chastity or believe in not having intimacy before marriage. And I love that and I honor that and I think it's absolutely amazing. And a lot of my clients actually got married having no intimacy before marriage. Maybe I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a few for sure. And so how does that work? So let's talk about more like a Christian way, how people do it. So the way that works is more like a man and a woman. A man courts a woman. So maybe you spend a bit of time like friends, right? And he sees the potential in you. He likes you. And when he starts to court you. So when he starts to court you, you're actually exclusive. And then he's courting you. So he's taking you out. He's like investing into you. You're spending time together. And you're basically seeing that you're right for each other. But there is no extreme intimacy. I think people take it differently. Like, some people kiss, some people do some little things, other people just completely like don't do anything. And there's like completely no intimacy. So, but there is definitely no intercourse. And And when he, if he sees you, you know, if he's falling for you and all of that, when he you know, proposes to you and you get married, and the intimacy only happens after that. So what is the idea behind it? The idea behind it is, of course, to honor God, but the other idea behind it is you kind of deny your own temptations, you deny your own body, and you're kind of showing to the other person that I can do this for you. I have this self control, I have this self discipline, and I'm worthy to be your husband. And a woman as well, she's like, she's denying her desires, you know, for she's kind of proving to a guy, you know, like, I can control myself, I have self-control, I have self-discipline, even though I'm really tempted, even though I'm in love with you, even though I'm crazy about you, I have a self-control. Therefore, like, you know, as a wife, you know, you're like an honorable wife, you're a good woman. So when you get married, and then there is more like trust in one another, that you can resist the temptations in marriage, because the temptations will always be there, will always be somebody prettier or better looking, or sometimes you meet with people, you know, and you feel instant connection or instant chemistry, you know, and then it's like, how are you gonna battle that? How are you gonna be like just completely insecure in your whole marriage? Like, what if he feels chemistry here? What if he feels chemistry here? What if he's attracted to this girl? What is this girl? You know, it's like, but when you know that you're actually marrying somebody who felt the chemistry with you, felt the temptation, was into you, and was able to control himself and deny his temptations, deny his body, and to marry you by like control, like still in control of himself, that is like, you feel much more relaxed, you feel much more safe with that person. So this is more like a Christian way. It is very tough, of course. It's very tough, it's challenging. But the thing is, the biblical way of life is very tough and it's very challenging. But you know what? Because it's challenging, this is why it's interesting. Because you're constantly testing yourself. It's like, you know, guys, like, a while ago, like five, even I became a Christian, practicing Christian Catholic only 5 years ago. So I'm still fresh and new, you know, I'm still like learning a lot. But I remember when I was living a very secular life before. I wasn't practicing at all. Like, I didn't know anything, like nothing, like completely nothing, right? I was baptized, but didn't know anything. Anyway, it's like, there is no challenge when you live a secular life. You just do whatever you want to do. You do as you please. You get your own way. You don't care about anything. It's you're not challenged. You don't feel like you need to do the right thing. You're like, why do I have to do it? But I can do the wrong thing. Maybe I can get away with that. If I do this, maybe I can get away with that. You know? So because it's not challenging, because you can get away with majority of things, it gets boring. You get unsatisfied. You're like, oh, this is quite boring. Yeah, I can get this. Yeah, I can do this. I can do that. Everything's available. Everything's on a plate for you. You want temptation, you go for temptation. You want to lie to somebody's face, you lie to somebody's face. You want to get away with something, you get away with it's allowed. Whereas biblically, things are a challenge, so you're not allowed. So you're like, ooh, I have to put a work in it. You know, like, so you put work in it, and whenever we put work into something, we feel like a bit more worthy. You know, like business, for example, imagine somebody gives you, how, let's say you, somebody gave you 10,000 pounds. Here, Greta, 10,000 pounds, spend it whatever way you want it, right? 10,000 pounds. Okay, I got it as a present. Great. I'll go and waste it. I'll get maybe, I don't, you know, I'm not into branded bags, so maybe I'll get some branded bags. It's a gift, 10,000 pounds, you know, like maybe I'll get myself a, I don't know, a branded bag or something, you know, why not? But if I have to earn that 10,000 pounds myself, if I have to put in the work, do the videos, do this, talk to my clients, coach the clients, put the work, put a lot of work into it. First of all, it's going to teach me a lot of self-control, a lot of discipline. It's gonna increase my values, and it's gonna make me respect that 10,000 pounds. And now I'm gonna be thinking, okay, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? I'm definitely not spending it on my Gucci bag. That's 100% correct. What do I do with it? What is the wise way to behave with it? And this is viable, and when you feel good about yourself because you invested all that time into, working for that money. So with relationships as well, if a woman puts herself on a plate, right? She's like trying to seduce you and all of that, ha 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 ha. And you sleep with her, like, are you gonna appreciate it? No, you're not gonna appreciate it. It was too easy. You took it, you spend it, thank you, next, right? But if you actually have to work for it, you're thinking, you're investing, you like her, you're appreciating it. Like, what do I do with that now? Maybe should do this or should do this or should do that. It's completely different mindset. Okay, so let me look at your comments now. What's going on here with all these comments? I can't believe I can talk to you guys so much. I was like barely talking this morning, and now I'm just like that. um I love you. Okay, okay. So I moved on fast, but I happy I did. There's so much negative in the world, so we all need to take happiness when it comes along, okay? What does it mean when he said to you to leave him when he is fight and he sleeps with you like nothing happens? Okay, so I'm not really understanding the question, but I'm gonna assume what you asked. So maybe he said to leave him to it when you guys are having an argument or you had a fight, leave him to it, and then and then he comes and, like, you have intimacy, like nothing happens. So a lot of times he needs to calm down. Had a fight, you had an argument, he needs to calm down. Don't chase, leave a lot of times in relationships or dating, when you guys had a fight or an argument, first a guy is angry. First you're angry, then you're upset, you have a lot of emotions going through, so it takes time to calm everything down and then to look at things logically, right? And then come up with a logical solution, right? So the best thing to do when you guys had an argument or a fight, actually to give a guy space. So sometimes maybe even a couple of days, because even if he says he doesn't need space, maybe during that argument, in a spot of a moment, he'll just tell you things what you want to hear, or maybe he'll just say a lot of things out of his emotions that he doesn't really mean yet because he didn't digest it yet. But if you guys had an argument, he actually gets time to calm down and go to his kind of logical side, when he will reply to you after the argument is going to be more the most wise answer there is, and yeah, so don't be scared to give a guy space when you had an argument, because I know a lot of you, like, you have an argument and you want to fix things like the same second, and we all like that. Like, I have an argument, I want to fix everything the same second as well. It's normal, it's human nature. But you have to have self-control and understand that the person needs to calm down, go into their logical side, and you just need to give them space, and then most likely things are fine. I think because women are so emotional, including me, we want everything is on a spot because the emotions are heightened, but it just doesn't work that way. Arguing can actually bring closer afterwards. It depends on the arguments. It depends on the arguments. Is it abuse or is it arguing? Is it like, are you resolving issues, or are you just bluntly disagreeing? um, it depends. I personally don't think arguing brings somebody closer. I think maybe resolving things, or like discussing things, like discussing in a casual manner and then resolving in a casual manner, then makes maybe people, connect more. But arguing and debates, actually, for some reason, a lot of people think that it's a toxic point of view. I talk to a lot of girls that purposely create arguments. We actually purposely create arguments thinking that this is what guys like. And I met a lot of toxic guys who purposely create arguments as well, like purposely, and we pick on nothing, like absolutely nothing. Out of the blue, we pick on things to create arguments, thinking that this is what women like. I personally find it absolutely toxic. It doesn't bring peace into our relationship. It brings chaos. It causes a lot of unnecessary drama. There is no peace, and it's like, who has time for this? How old are we here? 16, 17? We have, like, people have a life to live. We have a lot of problems in life that needs your attention. Why would you have somebody that likes to argue with you 24/7? To me, that's the most immature, stupid behavior in a person. Like, why would you want that? But a lot of people that believe in toxicity, we do that. Saying this, men like to argue more than women do because men have testosterone. So this is a this is a hormonal thing. So when guys' testosterone drops, they want to raise it up, and for many men, in order to raise the testosterone up, they start to pick on things, and we start to argue for no reason. And when we win an argument, we feel a bit more masculine because their testosterone goes up. So this is how a lot of you guys mess up their relationships. Because you start to pick on a girl out of the blue, and because you want to, like, unknowingly, unconsciously raise your testosterone levels, and then arguments happen. So advice to guys: you want to raise your testosterone levels, go out with your male friends, do some masculine things, go to the gym, do something masculine, and you'll raise it up. Do not pick on a girl, and do not start arguments, because this is going to damage your relationship long term. Okay, so Harvey, new sub, very kind of you to subscribe, and I'm gonna say a quick bye to you. Hide user on the channel. Here we go. Anyone else? Rude comments? Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man come to the Father but by me. Amen. Not sure whether you get this information. I'm not talking about all the guys, Jonathan. I'm not talking about every single man, right? I cannot say for every single man. Same as I cannot say for every single woman. I'm more like giving options, and then you guys need to, like, recognize, does it apply to you or not? If it doesn't apply to you, leave it. You don't need this. If it applies to you, think about it and perhaps apply it. It's like I'm giving, because not everyone is the same. We're not the same. Not all men. There's nice guys, there's bad guys, there's players, there's guys full of testosterone, there's guys that like to text bloody 3 messages a week, but be crazy about you. There's other guys that want to text like essays a whole day, and he can dump you after 3 months just like that. It's like everyone is different. So I'm just giving you the information. I'm giving you how to deal with different situations, for consequences, and you take what fits for you and you leave what doesn't. That's it. And I'm giving you this information because I coached at least 3,000 women just for one-on-one. So I have a lot of knowledge. I heard every single game like at least 100 times. Like I read a lot of books. It's a lot. I'm not giving you advice based on my experience. I don't have that much experience. I'm giving you advice based on some of my experience, but majority based on coaching so many women, based on their, like, technically I've been in thousands of relationships, not because I've been physically in a relationship with a guy, but more because I've been coaching women through these relationships, so it's like it's a lot of things that come into the head. No, you're not being needy. You just want to have proper conversation with him and you do want this to work out. So no, you're not gonna be needy. You just want to talk to your boyfriend more. Um, it depends. It depends. But some guys want to talk more as well. Some guys are chatty, some guys love talking, some guys want you with them at all times. So if you're dating this type of guy and this is how you are, that's fantastic. You're a good match, you know? If you're dating a guy that's actually insanely independent, and he doesn't feel the need to talk to you all the time, well, then to this type of guy, you will come across needy. So it depends. I have just disliked sending hate from Australia. Oh, haters. That's my life. Haters for the last 10 years, but also people that like me too. Moving away from the secular world and embracing Christian values and teachings of the church, like the theology of the body, the challenges slowly become liberating, not restrictive. Amen. Oh, I had a feeling it's Imelda that made a comment. I'm like, oh, it sounds like somebody I know. And when I read the name, haha, I see. Any other wise comments, Imelda? Some people get turned on by it. Some people get turned on by it. Okay, right. By arguing. Yes. Yes. Some people do get turned on by arguing. That's true. That's true, but is it healthy long term? Because arguing is technically like it's arguing about things you don't agree with. So what if the arguing is actually putting each other down? How are you gonna get turned on by that? Like by putting each other down. You're just gonna get traumatized, and start to feel unvaluable and unworthy. And then it's like the long-term consequences are very damaging. Some people might just get turned on by passing through here and okay, Manuel, very nice of you to say this, but hide user, another one. We met online. Anyone else want to make a bit of a creepy comment? Please feel free so I know who to block. We met online before 3 weeks. We are long distance and chat every day. He said, I like you so much after 2 days. He is love bombing. No, he could like you. He could like you. If, like, I'm not saying it's always like, like he could like a guy can actually like you after the first date or the second date, he can like you, after the conversation. It doesn't always mean that he just wants to get whatever, it's like it's you just have to, like, the only way to discern it is just to date a person for longer. And when you date them for longer, you see through their action, are we still sticking around? Is there still enough of bonding? Is it worth it? Do you click and stuff like that? And then that's it. And then you decide, but a person like you, the thing is, you don't really know what is what the guy telling you on the first few days is true. This is the thing, because in today's society, in the secular world, people lie so much. The lies are just so much. You can hear like anything and everything under the sun. You can believe a guy that you're like the prettiest walking thing on earth, and you can like, another guy won't give you a compliment in like bloody 6 months, but he'll still chase you. So it's so many things that you hear nowadays that it's very hard to trust people so much. So the only thing you can do, you can enjoy the company, you can be with them, you can have fun with them, you can give like, you can, kind of act like you trust them or enjoy, like have faith. But is the person telling you the truth? Only the time will show, you know? It like, he might say like, oh, like, oh, let's enjoy the moment, let's have intimacy tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna fly to, I don't know, Dubai or something, right? And then you sleep with a guy, and then tomorrow he's like, you just see, he can't wait to run out of your house. So it's like, okay, right? What if another guy tells you, oh, I really bond with a woman through intimacy? You sleep with him, okay, he bonds, great. So all we need to do is just sleep together and you'll bond, and we in a relationship. No, we're getting married now, you know? And then, okay, and when he's out, he's packing his stuff like the first thing in the morning, he's out. Oh, like I usually bond, but with you somehow I didn't. Something happened, didn't click, and he's out. So the only thing, like the only way to know what's true or not for men and for women is actually to date a woman for longer, and kind of maybe even date her, but not as a friend, like a girl, date her like a girl, date her for longer, invest time into her. You'll go into different situations, you'll discuss different topics, and then you'll be able to see by how she treats others, by how she does her job, by how she's like, you'll just be able to see the personality rather than believing in everything on a first, second date, you know? Um, I always tell the truth except on Wednesdays. Okay. My hands are so cold. Oh dear. Right. 3 blocks today. Yeah, 3 blocks. Okay. Right, let me see. We met online before 3 weeks. Oh yeah, I read this one. Okay, let me see more comments. If you have slept with the guy too soon and you're still in contact, but you feel he's losing attraction, get in touch. I can coach you through that. Or if you feel like you're like with a guy or with a boy, with a boyfriend, and you feel he's losing attraction, losing interest, get in touch. That's what I help women with. How to turn it around. All right, let me see. He doesn't like any, what is that? Okay. He doesn't like any complaints. At every complaint, he did not want to solve things, only suggests it's time for me to go to another man. I think he's assuming that he isn't what I need. Yeah, then basically, when we complain, a lot of times guys take it as the blame, like you're blaming him for something. And he takes it personally and he thinks like, okay, if I'm not good enough for you, if you don't like me for me, find someone else. That's how, so it's more like there's another way to get from a guy what you want. um, the best way, the top way, the top way to get a guy, to get from a guy what you want is by being the best version of yourself. So by being lighthearted, by having your boundaries, by by connecting with him, no moaning, no complaining, emotional control, by not sending insecure texts, by not acting jealous, by not acting needy, by not acting controlling, by being a healthy, good woman. When you are when he's dating this, and you're connecting and you're staying like this, his feelings towards you over time will just start to increase, because you're not needy, you're not controlling, you're not insecure, you're not losing your emotions all the time. So his feelings towards you will only increase. And this is when you're not gonna have to complain to him about things, because he'll give you things freely, because he's into you, because he's in love with you. But when you're constantly complaining, when you're being needy, when you're asking for attention, when you're acting insecure, when you're accusing him of all kinds of things, where are you, who you with, I checked the WhatsApp, you came back home too late, where were you, last time I checked on the WhatsApp, you were like on at like 4 a.m. at night, what happened, were you out with someone else, or you didn't text me, you didn't reply for 3 hours, I saw you saw my message but you didn't reply to me for 3 hours, why not, what happened, does it take like if you're gonna get like that, or where did you go, who your friends are, what did you do over weekend, what did you do in the evening, I didn't see you on evening online, it's like, or you're going on his Instagram, oh, I saw this girl liking your post, she made this comment, or you like this girl, you like that girl, what does it mean, am I, if you're gonna do this, then you'll be like, okay, I'm out. Saying this is also completely unhealthy to provoke girls, so we start to behave like that, because it takes two, it always takes two, because also he could be provoking you to see, like, oh, if I like this picture, will she overreact? If I'm not gonna reply to her straight away, will she overreact? If I do this, what will she do? If I make her jealous, what will she do? So guys provoke, so provoking is also not a good thing, because it's like, why are you causing all these fights? Like, we love provoking. Oh dear, men and their provocations, I think men do it so much more. Men like me, we love you guys always playing the victim, but it's you guys who are provoking bloody all the time, and women overreact. So guy provokes, she's like, ah, he provokes, she's ah, but if he provokes and you're like, and he's like, she didn't overreact, I'll try to provoke again, and you're still like, she didn't overreact, I'll try to provoke again, why is she not overreacting? This is men in a nutshell. So you can't, but if he provokes and you he provokes and you it's like, this is fun, okay, what else can I do with her, will she jump? It's like kindergarten. Will she jump, will she jump, will she jump? And then what happens long term, he gets bored, because you're overreacting all the time, and you get emotionally destroyed. You just start to get more insecure, you start to get more needy, you start to get more drained, you feel horrible, you feel upset, it becomes like abuse. It's like, becomes like an abusive relationship. So if he provokes, don't overreact. He'll provoke again, don't overreact. Eventually you'll stop provoking, because he'll be like, oh, what's the point? Yeah. Thank you, Andrew. What if a guy asks you a lot of questions, but when you do it, he gets mad? What if a guy asks you a lot of questions, but when you do... Okay, so when it comes to questions, you have to be wise with your answers. I think people sometimes ask really personal questions, and the answers can make the other person really insecure, So a lot of times, like, men ask questions, and you're like, okay, if I'll tell you the truth, you're gonna get so insecure, you know? So you have to like be wise with an answer, you know, like be very like why tell the truth, but be wise with it. He doesn't need to know like every single thing in a detail, you know? Like if he asks you about your ex, he doesn't need to know about whole bloody story into T, you know? Like give him a bit of a general idea because it's past, whatever, like it's past. You know, it's like we like when we know a bit too much about each other, it's damaging because you're going home and you're overthinking it. If he keeps talking about all of his exes all the time and he's going into the detail, it's damaging. It's actually damaging because now you're going home, you're like, oh, all we did talk about his exes is it's not nice. It's damaging and it's just not nice. It's like you're overthinking it, you know. And if all you do is talk about all your exes, he's going home overthinking it. So you're actually putting each other in a bad mood. And what is the point of that? Past is past. You know, like move on. Move on, learn from it, get over it. You want to talk about your exes, whatever, get a therapist. But do not do it with the guy you're dating. A little bit here and there, like a little something small. So you know, it's the beginning, you said something, you said something, it's small, that's fine. But if it's the whole date, you know, I once had a guy calling me and literally like all he just started to talk about his ex. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm not considering a date with you ever. You know, it's like, okay, I just basically said to him, look, you're not over her. Like, I'm over her. No, you're not over her. Like, whatever. Why are you talking about her for like an hour about how crazy she was and how this and was like, you're not over her. Like, whatever. Bye. Go back. Try to sort things out. Not interested. You know, but you're a relationship coach. Yeah, exactly. This is why we don't talk about exes. You know, so it's, yeah. A little bit here and there, that's fine. Going overboard, nobody needs to know that. It just creates unnecessary insecurities. Me and my girlfriend have a rule, only 3 questions in a row max. Okay. What if you meet online, but he wants to fly to your city to meet you? Great. He said if I can take some days off, but I didn't want to spend all day either. I can take some days off, but I don't want to spend all day with him. Oh, um, if a guy is flying to your city to see you, I would see him for a bit longer, maybe even a couple hours, because it's a lot of investment that he's doing. You know, a guy to actually come to see you, let's say driving a long distance to come and see you, or flying to come and see you, it's a lot of investment from his side. So, you know, I would see him for quite a bit, maybe not every, like depending on what it is, but like maybe, you know, not 24/7, but I would definitely invest a bit more than into a regular date because, I mean, he's making a lot of effort. Thank you. Example, he like if he asked, where were you? When I ask, where were you? Why should I get mad? Isn't that complaining? If a guy asked me where was I would reply to him, where was I? And I would not ask him, where were you? Okay, so this is what it is. This is the difference between men and women, which I actually talk about in my video, Fulfill His Love Needs, because men and women are different. So people say, oh, it's not fair. Why he can ask you where you are and I cannot ask him back where you are. Differences between men and women, right? Technically, like looking at the past and looking at more like traditional dating and how men and women are more vulnerable. women are not as strong, right? So if you have a boyfriend that actually looks after you, takes care about you, like loves you, right? He is protective towards you. So if you're out with your friends till midnight or whatever, he might say like, oh, I haven't seen your line, where are you? Not because he's insecure, not because he's trying to be controlling, but because he's protective. He's protective of your well-being. He's protective because you're vulnerable, you're a woman. He doesn't want you to get hurt. So he's like, where were you? Like, do you need any help? Maybe like, don't stay out too late, get a taxi home. So he's aware of your whereabouts. So you tell him where you are. That way, showing him like, thank you for caring. This is where I am, right? Now, if you ask the same question a man, where is this question coming from? Because you're not there to protect him. You're not there to give him safety and security. So where is the question coming from? The question is coming from your own insecurities. It's not coming from anything else. Or curiosity, but it's not really coming from the form that you're there to protect him because he's a man. You need to trust him that he can protect himself, right? So this is why you cannot ask the same questions back. So if a guy asks me, where am I? I'll tell him where I am. Will I ask him the same question back? No. Where you are, it's your business. I trust you. Yes, we like to know you are safe. He's a good guy. Exactly. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew's like becoming my #1 fan here. My girlfriend asked me where I was last night when the robber came into the house and told her as a man she is not allowed to know I was drinking at the pub. Okay, I see. I see. Very funny. You're also funny. Right. Any other things, questions? What if a guy asks you a lot? Okay, we did this one. You just very well rimmed all these scenarios off. It's all true. Thank you, Andrew. I can sum it up my field. Okay, let me see. Somebody I haven't answered yet. What does that mean? L. He just cancelled us meeting today. Okay, actually, let's talk about Valentine's Day. He just cancelled. Okay, so here it is. If it's beginning of dating, let's say the first 3-6 months, and a guy cancels a date with you, I would say he's not interested enough, and you should be like, thank you, next. Delete. Because if a guy really cares about you, if he's really into you, he's gonna do everything to show up because he knows it's a vulnerable stages. So if he cancels too soon, he's taking a huge risk to lose you, and he's very, very well aware about that. So if a guy is taking this type of risk to lose you, he is not worth your time because he's not that into you. Fred, Greta, why is it that you're single? I have high standards and I'm a Christian Catholic. And these videos intimidate so many men. Yeah. So that's why. And also you have standards, then it's a lot of things. You have standards, you have high standards, there's a click, where it has to be a click, where it has to be a connection. It's like it's so many things that go. I'm also 6'3", so the guys I date, we are above 6'3". So it's many things. And I see through the game very quickly as well. A lot of guys, we watch these videos that I do, and they go like, oh, I can still play her. and they come at me with craziest games, and when we change their games every 2 minutes. In fact, actually, since I started this YouTube channel, the only guys that were brave enough to ask me out were the ones that thought they can play me. Can you imagine? So we're like, oh yeah, whatever, relationship coach can play her. And when you go on one date, another game, it's like, wow, the level of the games here is like, seriously? And then you set in a boundary or something, and then they come up with another game, and then another game, and then another game. It's like, seriously, wow. It's like, it's literally like, am I just attracting the pickup artist here because we be brave enough to go on a date? And so it's a bit, it's really, it's a bit crazy here. It's a crazy situation going on here. Um, it's not the videos that intimidate them, it's your attitude. Yeah, that's, well, it's the videos as well, because in my videos, I'm coaching people, you know, so I'm tough in my videos, I'm tough. In real life, I'm different, you know, but people judge you based on your videos, not, you know, we kind of like watch your videos and we make a decision, rather than trying to get you in real life. If I'm dating in real life, if people don't know about my videos, if it's just like in real life nobody knows about my videos, nothing, then I'm asked out a lot. Then it's completely not a problem whatsoever. But if somebody finds me through my videos, the intimidation is insane. So that's usually the thing. It's like real life, no problem. Videos, oops, here we go, we have a problem. Anyway, so they cancel the date, right? Let's talk about Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is coming. So, and of course, it's going to be harder based on the fact that you're going. Okay, let's not get all scientific, okay? Let's not get all scientific, guys. Shared it. Let's forget about it, okay? What's the shortest man? Okay, we're not talking about my personal life here. It's out of question, right? Next one, Valentine's Day. What should we expect on Valentine's Day, right? Because Valentine's Day is coming. Let's cover this topic because it's coming, right? So if you so you know how much a guy is into you through his actions towards you, right? This is actually how much you know, like he cares about you, he's into you and all of that. Men show these things through their actions, through how they treat you. That's like the best sign to know what's happening in his mind towards you. So if you are dating a guy or you're in a relationship with a guy, and in a relationship or casual or friends and benefits, da da da, and he doesn't do anything for Valentine's, maybe just sends you a text at max and ghosts you through the whole day, he tells you I'm busy or whatever, basically you don't mean much to him. He sees you as casual and nothing else. If he offers, let's say, Netflix and chill, usually it's probably because the relationship is on the rocks. Not every single time, by the way. You know, other times it could just be that you guys are, you know, whatever, but in general, Netflix and chill or whatever, a hookup, something like that, it's not a grain sign. It's not a grain sign that he's crazy about you. However, if you're dating just in the beginning, right, try not to expect too much on Valentine's Day, because you also don't want to like put a pressure on, because you know, the beginning, like you can't expect too much. Technically, people don't even have like feelings for each other yet, true real feelings for each other. So try not to expect too much. Of course, if he does something amazing, that's amazing, but you know, try like not to expect too much. But if you're in a relationship and he's like literally not even saying happy Valentine, you know, not doing anything, ghosts you on a Valentine's, it's a very big red flag. And another thing, what women do when a guy does that, a lot of women get insecure and we start to be like, oh, you didn't do anything for Valentine's, da da da. You know, basically what I'm saying is confronting him about it doesn't help, because if you're confronting a guy about things, it doesn't change his feelings for you. He feels what he feels. So you complaining about it or confronting him about it, it's not going to change anything. You know, the only thing what you can do is when, okay, he didn't do anything for Valentine's, you step back and you reflect on what's happening. Maybe you reflect on your whole relationship or a couple weeks of a relationship or whatever is going on. You reflect, and then you see, like, if you want to work on it and change some things, maybe change some things in your own behavior and see, is the relationship improving. So maybe taking a step back and seeing, is he going to initiate more, is he going to do more things for you, or or you just, you know, you see it as not worthy anymore, you know, and you let it go. So it's like, it depends, you know, but confronting him about it doesn't change anything. It's not gonna make him kind of love you more. A lot of women think like, if you're gonna complain to a guy about things, you know, or confront him about things, it will make him do more. It doesn't make him do more. If anything, actually makes him step back. Because a man needs to give you, he needs to give you attention, he needs to give you whatever he is giving you, it needs to come from the heart, it needs to come freely. You know, so you making him do something for you, majority of men will not do it. There is some good people, you know, there is some good people that will do things for you because you're asking them to. You know, there's some women that will do things because he's asked or because we love you. You know, if he loves you, if he, that's another difference. If he truly loves you and you ask him to do something for you, yes, he will do it. Very true, he will do it. Majority of the time, he will do it. If his feelings are not strong and you're confronting him about it, you know, that he doesn't do anything, and you're making him, trying to make you, to make do things for you, it's not gonna happen. So then the question is, why his feelings towards you dropped, and what can you do about it? Can you, if you really are into him and you're crazy about him, you don't want to lose him, let's say, you know, you're like, oh wow, this guy ticks all my boxes, I'm like crazy, I feel all the butterflies in the world, all of that, I don't want to lose him, what can I do about it? Then you reflect back on your behavior and you see, and you check, like, has there been, like, that I behaved in a way that could potentially turn him off, turned him off over this period of time, you know, and then you change those behaviors. So you keep seeing him, you keep dating him, even though he's giving you a bit of breadcrumbs, but he's still there. So you keep dating him, but you date him differently. Like, you don't date him in a way that he finds you still unattractive. You start to, like, fix those unattractive behaviors in yourself and you date him like that. And maybe he still gives you breadcrumbs, but when he sees that you're changing your behaviors, you'll start to become again more attractive in his eyes, and you'll start to treat you better and better and better. This is how I fix relationships for my clients. You know, like, a lot of clients come to me and they're like completely broken, like the guy doesn't do anything, bloody nothing. Let's say, I remember one girl said, last Valentine's, we were just sitting in his car and listening to CDs, you know, where he was breaking up with her and she was running after him, begging him not to leave her. You know, like, he was canceling the dates, not doing anything. Everything was Netflix and chill, and he was making her jealous all the time and just taking her for granted. We did the coaching, but she was screaming and shouting. She was acting all insecure, overreacting, losing emotional control, being needy, chasing, wearing her heart on a sleeve, baking all kinds of cakes, like overgiving, overgiving, overgiving. I'm like, okay, well, first stop giving less. If he's treating you like, you know, this bad, why are you overgiving? Why are you rewarding his bad behavior? If a guy treats you nice, you treat him nice back. If he's cold, okay, honey, you're cold, I'm cold too. Like, you know, like you mirror him. So if he's treating you bad, why are you baking him all these cakes? You know, what's going on here? If he's not texting you for a few days, why are you texting him? Why are you calling him? It's a man that finds his wife. It's a man that pursues a woman. It's a man that needs to give you safety and security. You know, and when she followed, she controlled her emotions, she stopped asking him all the insecure questions. And in about, I think, 3 months in, things started to improve. 6 months later, we were amazing when we got married. He proposed to her. The next Valentine Day was like amazing restaurants, flowers, all the love, da 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 da. And when we got married, he proposed to her, and he proposed to her not just like, oh, let's settle and get married. No, he proposed to her like she's the love of his life because she changed her behaviors. You know, and you, if you're looking, if you want to know some stories of my clients, I have a lot in my Instagram highlights, a lot on my website, and the stories are like absolutely incredible. You know, absolutely incredible. Like, it changes the whole thing. Let's say he treats you like shit, you change your behavior, he treats you like a princess. Because basically when you're changing your behavior, you're acting like a different person, you're acting like the best version of yourself. And when to keep that up, you have to keep that new behavior. I think this is the hardest thing for a lot of women, to be honest. Like, when you're improving yourself as a person, you know, and you have this new behavior, you like to sustain it is the hardest. So a lot of women then need to surround themselves with other high value women to keep this behavior going. Because if you change your behavior and you become this beautiful person, but all your friends are insecure and all your friends are telling you to cheat on him, to text him, to call him, to overreact, to be needy, pick on him and all of that, it's gonna be hard to sustain this good behavior. You know, so you have to then surround yourself with other women that support this new good behavior in you, so you're staying on track. Because it's so much easier when you're having, you know, when you have when you're doing this, when you're in the right circle. This is why I have the VIP high value woman tribe. You know, because in the VIP we have high value women that are like sharing their experiences, and we have other high value women supporting each other. In the VIP, I do lives where like this, I answer everyone's questions. The lives are 5 times a week. All the questions are answered. If you want to join the VIP, the link is in the video description. You know, I also have another cheaper thing that I created recently. I call it the new membership, but it's a bit it's on an app. It's called High Value Woman School, but it's the same thing. You know, ladies are supporting. You post a question and ladies support each other. We support each other. We give each other good answers. I give answers. My coaches give answers. So you're like in the safe hands. So you're having relationship problems and whatever is going on, you don't go to your friends, you know, who's gonna put more of their assumptions and insecurities. No, you post a question in the group, and then we give you a right answer, and then you feel secure and confident, and you can continue things the right way. Okay, guys, I've been on this live for a while. I'm gonna go and have some lunch. Thank you all for watching. I hope everyone will have the most amazing Valentine's Day. And yeah, lots of love. If you need some coaching, get in touch. And yeah, lots of love. Happy Valentine's. Bye, guys.